Hello all, we are discussing about broadcasting and streaming techniques, especially on broadcasting. This is Dr. Isakimutu giving you the different ideas, different technology involved in broadcasting. So we are discussing about DVB-T standard. DVB-T standard in the DVB-T standard, we are going to discuss about DVB-T exclusively on the DVB-T standard. Let us learn about it now. The DVB-T standard. What is its standard? Let's see. In 1995, the terrestrial standard for transmission of digital TV programs was defined in ETS 300-744. It's a standard, okay, in connection with the DVB-T project. A DVB-T channel can have a bandwidth of 8 or 7 or 6 megahertz. There are three, okay? 8 or 7 or 6 megahertz. There are two different operating modes. One is called 2K mode, another one is called 8K mode. The 2K mode stands for 2046 points IFFT. And 8K stands for 8192 points IFFT. You would have studied about 8 point, right? 8 point IFFT. Now look at this 2046 point and 8K points. Now we studied about COFDM, right? The number of COFDM subcarriers must be power of 2. In DVB-T, it was decided to use symbols. It is decided to use symbols with the length of about 250 microsecond in 2K mode and 1 millisecond in 8K mode. Depending on requirements, one or the other mode can be selected. The 2K mode has a greater subcarrier spacing of about 4 kHz, but the symbol period is much shorter. Compared with the 8K mode with a subcarrier spacing of about 1 kHz, it is much less susceptible to spreading in the frequency domain caused by Doppler effects due to mobile reception and multiple echoes, but much more susceptible to greater echo delays. In single frequency networks, we will study about it, okay? In single frequency networks, for example, the 8K mode will always be selected because of the greater transmission spacing possible. In mobile reception, the 2K mode is better because of the greater subcarrier spacing. The DVB-T standard allows for flexible control of the transmission parameters. Apart from the symbol length, which is result of the use of 2K or 8K mode, the guard interval can also be adjusted with a range of 1/4 to 1/32 of the symbol length. It is possible to select the type of modulation, either QPSK, 16 QAM or 64 QAM. It is very much possible. The error protection, FEC. This is designed to be the same as the DVB-S satellite standard. The DVB-T transmission can be adapted to the respective requirements with regard to robustness or net data rates, but just by adjusting the code rate from 1/2 to 7/8. In addition, the DVB-T standard provides for hierarchical coding as an option. In hierarchical coding, the moderator has got two transport stream inputs and two independently configurable but identical FECs. The idea is to apply a large amount of error correction to a transport stream with a low data rate, which is in high priority, right? In a low data rate, and then to transmit the bit with the robust type of modulation. This transport stream path is then called the high priority path. This is for the first path. The second transport stream has a higher data rate and is transmitted with less error correction and 64 QAM modulation, for example, is being used, and the path is called low priority path, that is LP path. It would be possible For example, to subject the identical program packets to MPEG-2 coding, once at the higher data rate and once at the lower data rate, and to combine the two packets in two multiplex packets transported in independent transport streams. Higher data rate automatically means better picture quality. The data stream with a lower data rate and the corresponding lower picture quality is fed to the high priority path, and that with a higher data rate is supplied to the low priority path. At the receiving end, the high priority signal is demodulated more easily than the low priority one. Depending on the conditions of reception, the high priority path or the low priority path will be selected at the receiving end. If the reception is very poor, there will at least still be a reception due to the lower data rate and higher compression. Even if the quality of the picture and sound is inferior, we are able to select. The transmission will be smoother, the reception will be smoother. In DVB-T, the coherent COFDM modulation is used. That is, the payload carriers are mapped absolutely and are not differentially coded. Payload carriers are mapped absolute values. However, this requires channel estimation and correction, for which numerous pilot signals are used or provided in the DVB-T spectrum, and they are used as test signals for the channel estimation. Let us see about DVB-T carriers in the next session.